Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of NXT Los, the sexiest NXT review show out there on the internet. And the whole squad is together again. I love it when the whole squad gets together. Of course, my name is Mikey. I am El Jefe WrestlePod, and joining me this evening, of course, is the one and only Pleat Father himself, the Kilt Man.
So, my good evening. How dare you? I'm a little upset. Wait,
How
wait. I'm
dare
having an
you?
existential crisis. Oh, no. I'm having a financial crisis because I live so
That too.
close to the performance center that I can't always go because money sucks, especially when you get paid bi-weekly. Anyway, but yes, hello, good evening.
Gas prices are a bitch.
Like the cheapest I've paid for gas in the last 6 months was probably 224, and that was
Ew.
heavily discounted. It was 224 per
Anyway,
gallon.
yep. So that is Kilt's thing. But of course, rounding out the trio tonight is, of course, the one and only my right hand man in everything, Papa Oso, who is also in the building. We missed you last week. I am happy that you are here this week. And also, I look forward to Friday because you had a fun weekend as well. So,
Indeed.
yes. So I am excited. Well, I mean, I'm always excited. I'm probably going to have some issues as we go through NXT, but I'm always excited to talk about it with my friends. I never know what I'm going to get with NXT. But before we get into all of that, really quickly to kind of go through the pre-show announcements before we jump straight into the post-show breakdown. If you are new here to BC WrestlePod, or you've been rocking with us for the last 3.5 years, which is amazing because we haven't gotten canceled yet, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick is where we take everything, and feel free to check us out on whatever video watching platform you want to. If you're looking for something more self-contained, whatever social media site is your favorite, we're probably on there at BC WrestlePod, where you can see our report cards. You can see the fun clips that I am starting to slowly make again for our post shows, which are very interesting to have. And then on top of that, we also do our predictions leagues, the previews for everything that's going on in the televisions. And it's the calm before the storm because January was pretty good. And then February, wrestling is just like, fuck it, we're going to throw everything at you. And I'm like, it is the mania season is upon us where every promotion is going to throw everything at us. And I'm like, but it's still going to be a good time. We also have some, well, I say we have some merchandise. It is slowly in the process. I finally am slowly getting these designs finalized and up on the shop. They should be ready to go by tomorrow or Friday. But that is our shop, bcwrestlepodshop.fourthwall.com, which I will post a little link a little bit later. I just forgot. Oh, never mind. Kilt put it in the chat. We love you, Kilt. Thank you for doing all that. So that's going to be fun. But on top of that, we also have a little coffee bot if you want to help us pay for these pay-per-views, because I had to buy another streaming service for the wrestling. And I'm just like, God damn it. I want them to stop switching over to different things. Darn it.
I know we have
Anyways,
too many.
there's too many, and I'm paying for it all. So if you want to help financially help us to pay for these pay-per-views and all these streaming sites, please feel free to do so, because I wish I could put these on my taxes, but I can't. But it
Yet.
is okay. Yet. So that is the key word, yet. But with all that out of the way, let's jump straight into the NXT post-show breakdown portion of our show, because we got a lot to talk about. We are still in this weird phase of, hey, we had some people get moved up to the main roster. Oh, we should have probably started building other people before they left. So now we're scrambling to figure things out. We also have some Evolve talent to move on up to the NXT roster, which we talked about last week. And this week we learned about one more Evolve talent that we saw tonight that is officially a part of the NXT roster, which we'll get into when we have their match. But very interesting, had some ups and some downs. So let's just jump straight into it, because the NXT North American Championship against the debuting to NXT, Elio LaFleur, the French luchador, who we talked has been, you and your Frenchness, who we've been getting vignettes over the last 2 weeks. And he is officially debuted now into NXT. Of course, for those of you who are like, why do I recognize this guy? Well, Elio LaFleur, formerly known as Achille Blanc, is a French luchador that was prominently wrestling in the European wrestling scene. And I have very familiar with his work on the independents, because I would see him a lot, either in Progress or in other independent promotions in Europe and the UK, as well as GCW as well. So he's a lot of fun. I was just like, this is a white boy with a mask, and we love it. And it's not cultural appropriation. He actually went through the whole entire thing, was gifted his mask. So I need people to calm down. I love Elio. Here's the thing, right? As much as Ethan annoys the crap out of me with his character and does a good job of working with them. I mean, I wasn't expecting Elio to win this match to get the championship, but this was definitely here to showcase what he can do and to get the crowd invested. And it didn't take the crowd that much to get invested in Elio because I mean it's a flying luchador in NXT, and we'd love to see those, especially one that is an actual luchador, not one who is like being portrayed as one. This is an actual lucha from France. So yeah, so I mean, I enjoyed this match. I loved seeing Elio's presentation. I love what Elio can do. Unfortunately, Ethan is still our North American champion, but hopefully that will be changing relatively soon. I am actually going to go to you first, Kilt, because you were here with me last week and we had a bit of a discussion about that the internet is going to be my enemy tonight. So that's going to be a
It
whole
probably
lot of
will
fun.
be, but I'm gonna make this really quick because Minnie Kilt has just called me.
Oh, I see.
Give me 1 second, buddy. So this was really cool, really fun. I love the Wii chants. You know, it harkens back to the days of Yes. It was really great. I loved it.
Alrighty, so as Kilt is taking care of that, Papa also, we've only gotten the vignette, and now this is the official debut of Elio LaFleur. So what do you think of him? And then what did you think about this match and its entirety?
Well, first of all, let me say I don't like Ethan Page. Everybody knows that. And I'm ready for him to not to be a belt wearer because it drives me nuts. I just don't know how I feel about him yet. I think I need to watch a little bit more before I can really kind of say whether I like or don't like. I mean, yeah, it was like, oh, okay, cool. This is neat. It's odd. To me, it feels because he's like French and a luchador. So my brain's not really wrapping around that much. So I think it's just going to be a matter of me getting to know him a little bit more. I mean, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. Seems like he knows what he's doing, and that's cool. Like I said, I enjoyed watching him. I just don't know yet. So we're gonna see. I'm holding my like or dislike until I see him a little bit more.
Alrighty, well, fair enough. So again, Ethan Page is still our NXT North American champion, and as he is heading up backstage, okay, talk about having the biggest egos right now, and I'm just like, why are we doing this? Like, I don't know if the NXT audience was supposed to hear this, but we get a little bit of Ricky and Ethan Page, like basically talking to each other and, feeling like their shit don't stink, so to speak. I'm just like, who is this for? Who was this for? It wasn't for me. I can tell you that.
It was purely probably for Ricky because this whole bit is stale. I'm like, Ricky, why? It's stale. It doesn't work for you. I like it when you get fired up. I like it when you go a little bit heel, but trying to do this ego Miz meets Ethan meets freaking Lucha, whatever. Well, whatever the heck you want to call it. It's stale. It's bad. It is not you. This is not a good look. You might want to change it up.
I agree. And unfortunately, here's the thing. Not unfortunately, the crazy thing is I actually liked Ricky on commentary because like he broke away from the character a little bit and was actually commentating about the match. I was like, you know what? I don't mind this, but I don't know what character choice Ricky is going for. Ethan is Ethan. And so when these two collide, I'm like, oh Lord, they're going to be insufferable and we're all stuck with it, aren't we? Anyways, let's keep this going.
I will agree. The commentary was actually solid. He was doing a very solid job on commentary. And I actually would like to see him do more of that. Like, even if he decided one day just to step away from doing wrestling and be kind of like Booker and actually get on commentary, that would be great. He's very good at it. I think he has a potentiality of moving over to that if in the event that he's not able to wrestle anymore or he decides to stop wrestling. Boy, what the fuck this was. I don't want to deal with that at all.
Nope. No, we don't. All right, let's keep this going though, because after we got this exchange and Ricky is officially on the commentary booth, this is also where I have questions, right? So one of the evolved talent that got called on up to NXT is Keanu Carver. we're playing and leaning into the realism because back in LFG season 1, Keanu Carver and Booker T had some choice words for each other and they had some small beef. And I'm gonna say it like this, and you probably both of you will probably agree with me to this. The way that Keanu is being presented, guys, it is 2026. Why, as a wrestling character trope, do we have the angry black man as the character trope? I don't understand. The optics aren't great.
I this is very bad luck. I think his character is I'm trying to find a way to say it, but because I'm melanin deficient, it's very difficult for me to really say much because it's stupid. It's unnecessary. He could have done a whole list of other things. Sorry, I got distracted. Someone's asked me a question. But
Yeah, the optics are not great. I don't like this for Keanu. Yeah, I hate the optics, and I hate that we're leaning into the beef with Booker T. Nobody cares. I don't, at least. But also, like, we have had many of conversations about optics in wrestling. Like,
I don't. Okay, so I don't understand. Here's what I don't understand. How is it an educated black man chooses this trope? Because, I was looking, I looked up Mr. Keanu a little bit. He's not an idiot. So I don't understand how an educated black man, or intelligent, if you don't want to say educated, an intelligent black man, and I'm not, and that's not me. Just for those out there, I'm not a white savior by any means. I'm not speaking up for anybody. I'm just basically saying I would not choose that. I wouldn't go in and choose the most white bread stereotype I could do as a white man. It's like, if I never see you again, I'd be okay with it. Because, wow, I don't know any of the Booker T beef. So as someone who doesn't know the beef, seeing this, I was just like, no, I'm not here for it.
So one of the things because they did a small vignette about it, but they were really awkward about it, like trying to lead into it. And I think Booker didn't approve of this either. He didn't want to even think about it. He didn't want to even mean anything about this. I don't think Booker likes this angle at all either. And I think that we're going to see this gimmick go downhill.
It is still early, y'all. You can change this and turn it around. Change it right now. Like, we haven't gone so far into it. We can change it right now, y'all. It is okay. But we gonna talk about Keanu a little bit later too, because first let's get into this. So we get our match of the evening. This is a NXT Championship ladder match qualifier. So this is Shiloh Hill versus Josh Briggs, and I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, okay. I was like, all right, let's see what happens here. I've come to like Shiloh. He's a little weird, but I'm kind of digging Shiloh. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, Josh, we just not letting you do anything. Like, we always put you in these situations and you never get anywhere near any championships. What is the tea? What did we do? I'm like, damn, Josh, Josh always finds himself fighting, always in a losing battle, and he never gets that stand and delivered. That's been the case for the last 2 years for him. And I'm like, my God, can we actually let this man have some championship gold? Like, what are we waiting for with Josh? I love Shiloh. I really do. But at the same time, I'm just like, what's happening?
Can I just say, I agree with you. I don't understand what this match was all about. What was this for? I don't even understand what this was. I mean, other than a qualifier I'm like, who are you, Shiloh? I don't know who you are. And you win against Josh Briggs, a veteran of what the hell was this? I didn't get this match at all. I didn't understand this. I didn't understand the outcome of it. I didn't understand anything. And I consider myself a pretty intelligent guy. I understand this. I ain't got shit to say. Go ahead.
What's funny is you and I were talking about this last week. We were trying to figure out what was going on with Josh Bridges because we hadn't seen him in a while. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Oh, just have him come out and lose. Yeah, okay, Shiloh Hill's great. I love it. Sorry, distraction from but
pushing Shiloh too quickly, in my opinion.
I don't think Shiloh should have been in this qualifier yet. I think he should have had something a little lower, like maybe trying to go towards Ethan. But
try to run it back with Stacks too, because Stacks beat him by cheating last week. So it's just like, I mean, I want TNA to get that international championship back from Stacks, but at the same time, have him do a small program like that. This Shiloh's gonna be in the ladder match for the NXT championship, and unless NXT does some crazy fuckery with this, he ain't gonna there's no believability or credibility that Shiloh has a chance of actually walking away as NXT champion. Now, I kind of feel the same way with Josh, but with Josh, I'd be like, you know what? I can give an argument as to why they might put the title on him. Like we just said, he's been here for a while. He's done really good things. He's one of your big powerhouses now that Obafemi has moved on over to main roster. But damn, man, like, did Josh do something that we don't know about? Why are we never putting him? Like, why is anyways? All to say, Shiloh wins. He beats Josh barely, but beats Josh, and he's moving on to the February 3rd ladder match. And I'm just like, I like you, Shiloh, but I feel like we are turning you into Icarus, and I'm afraid that you're going to fly too close to the sun.
I have to agree on that. The funny thing is, during the commentary, I think it was Booker said that if Josh doesn't win this, he's out of his contract, which makes me concerned because
but damn, Josh, damn.
Like I want Josh to keep going. Like he's got a great heel personality. His character's already disliked by the crowd. Like, sometimes his promos you can't even hear because we're so loud in the PC. It is he doesn't need to be the whipping boy. I think having him lose this was a bad mistake. And I feel that Shiloh is going to become Icarus, as you said.
Yeah, so I'm just like, man, Josh should have been in this ladder match February 3rd, but I'm not the one we're not the ones working for NXT. So Shiloh wins. We got to keep this going because, by the way, after the match, I'm just sitting here and I was just like, Tony D'Angelo, this picture screams, I feel you in this picture because this is me too, because that is the exact same face I'm making because I'm wondering, what are you doing with you? What is happening? I was like, I need Tony to talk. We have been doing this for a month now where he hasn't said shit, and I don't know what we're doing. Tony D'Angelo, NXT, we need to move this plot forward because I'm like, I need some answers. I need some talking points. This is not the only time we're going to see you, Tony, because I'm going to wait until we get to that segment because then that's when I'm going to let it all hang out, so to speak. And I'm just like, once again, Tony D'Angelo attacking people I don't understand. So we're going to wait until we get there. But we keep going, though, because Zaruka is still having beef. I was like, my shoulder hurts, but I ain't counting out. And I'm just letting you know now, if we don't win tonight, do not blame me. And she walks out. I was just like, I thought we were on good terms. What is happening? The whiplash of the will they, won't they break up is getting out of hand quickly. I was like, they made up like 2 weeks ago and they're already beefing again. Guys, what is going on, NXT? What are we doing? Don't break these up. Either break them up or don't. But stop playing the middle line because I'm like, we've been doing this for a couple months now. God, I love you girls. I really do. But we'll see you in the main event. The Vanity Project took on Chase U, and the Vanity Project won. So specifically, though, this was Swipe Right taking on Chase U. And I'm just sitting here. I was like, God, Chase U, we're just jobbing you out. Like, Chase U is out. And I'm just like, we need to let Chase U die completely, or if the rumors are true, because Mr. Uriah Connors has an older brother who is currently in New Japan, and supposedly when his contract up, he may or may not make his way to the WWE. But I'm like, we need something to inject into Chase U, otherwise, because right now they be jobbing out to everybody. They're jobbing out to everyone. And I know this match was supposed to, to showcase a Swipe Right and Vanity Project as the newest faction in NXT, but I'm like, damn, these boys are annoying, but they are stupid. And I'm kind of here for their backstage segments, though. That's my conundrum here. I don't like their characters. They're annoying as fuck, but damn it, they're hilariously stupid in their backstage shenanigans, which we'll talk about later. But, Kilt, I want to start with you first. Swipe Right versus Chase. How do we feel about the presentation and the official introduction to Vanity Project now being a part of the NXT roster?
Their gimmick is really annoying, and I really don't like it. And I also don't like that I constantly see Chase U losing. It's kind of rude. All in all, the match was actually really good. I enjoyed the match, but it was a situation of, I don't like them, their gimmick. I don't like their gimmick. I think they can be very serious wrestlers and very good wrestlers. There's gimmicks that I don't like because it's overused. It's very 90s, early 2000s centric. I see these guys, and the first thought in my mind is Revenge of the Nerds, and I'm like, well, that was a good movie. I want to go watch it again.
Oh, Lordy. Yeah, so, again, because I watch WWE evolve, like the annoyance of Vanity Project isn't as bad for probably you too, but even still, I'm still annoyed with them. They're fantastic wrestlers. I just really hate their characters and gimmicks. Papa, also, how do we feel about the college when you get a chance? Oh, actually, he's busy talking to somebody. Never mind. I'm gonna come back to him in a little bit. But again, Vanity Project reminds me of those college frat boys, like in school, like when we were in college. Like, I do not like they're annoying. I was like, God. And again, I find the dichotomy of me being annoyed with the character, but because they're like annoying college frat boys, they're stupid. Here for their stupidity when it comes to them and their way that they're being presented. But I don't know, man. Vanity Project is a thing. They are now on NXT roster. I'm like, all right, well, we're gonna be stuck with them. So we'll just get through it as best as we can. So yeah, we're gonna move on. Okay, you guys, I'm actually kind of here for this match. I'm not even gonna lie. So
Me too. Oh my god, gimme.
Ava is in her office. She's talking to Robert Stone. They're talking about the Tony D'Angelo situation, which is not handled, by the way. But we get Lola Lola comes into the office, and then Thea Hale comes into the office. They're both arguing that they should be the one to fight Izzy Dame for the NXT Women's North American Championship. But they are just sitting here, and I'm just like, but in all honesty, though, they both make arguments as to why they should fight Izzy, Lola being Lola and having a win. And then Thea, getting her rematch clause because she is the former. Ava gives them both what they want. And then on February 3rd, in addition to the NXT not North America, the NXT Championship ladder match, is going to be a triple threat between Lola, Thea, and Izzy for the NXT Women's North American Championship. And I'm sitting here and I'm just like, okay, that's actually a really good match. I'm here for it. I am excited. So this is setting it up. And I'm like, guys, I love Thea on my heart, but I'm also kind of rooting for. I'm rooting for both of these girls on my screen right now because I would take those two over Izzy as champion any day. God, that sounds really bad of me to say, but it's the truth. Oh, Izzy, don't worry, we're gonna get on you a little bit later. Oh, we gonna get on you, girl, because I'm gonna be on you like white on rice because I have questions. But this sets it up for February 3rd. I'm excited. Why? It's all I have to say. Why? Hated it. Ada Parker, I have missed you on my screen, girl.
Hey, Miss Parker.
I was like, oh shit, we're turning her baby face. Let's go. This is a baby face promo, y'all, and I am here for it.
I mean, yeah, I had to agree. I do want to step back 1 second.
Okay.
Only because, one, please.
Okay.
I feel so sorry for this man.
This interviewee.
This man, he got picked on this entire episode. We'll talk more about him later, but this man got pushed for what? He's like, hey, let me help you with that. Nah, like, hey, he's just trying to be helpful. He's trying to do his job. You're stonewalling him. I know this. Okay, so this is a relatively direct ripoff of an NFL player who didn't want to do press and was only there so he wouldn't get fined. And that's literally the only thing he said the entire interview. It was stupid. All of this was stupid. This whole entire segment was stupid. Why we got to pick on this interview dude? He is doing an amazing job. I will say that. Now, let's go back to Miss Parker. God damn. She was spitting fire. And they just need to let her be. Give her some, hey, these are the topics we want you to hit, and let her go. A lot of these promos,
talked about, they're so rehearsed, man. They feel so rehearsed.
And let's just let them flow. She was flowing a little bit. It was a little rehearsed, but a little bit good. And then we get the next segment of this, and I'm like, please stop trying to rip off Tony Storm.
How dare you? No, but babyface Jada Parker is great. Of course, in this promo, she talks about how she fought to get back here. She missed this. People telling her that she has to dim her spotlight so others can have it. She isn't about it. I'm just like, babyface Jada Parker's gonna be interesting. Now, I love this because the microphone was still on when the lights went out, and Jada Parker's just like, oh, hell no, really? She's like, oh, we ain't about to do this. And when the spotlight comes back on, it is Blake Monroe in the rafters. Girl, Blake, I love you, but I was just like, girl.
I yield my time to Papa Oso.
Yes. Papa Oso, I know you have feelings about this.
Well, I love Jada Parker. I love her. I've always loved her, and now I love her more now that she's like on her own and away from, So, and then we get to Blake Monroe. And in my life, man, talk about vanilla white woman.
I'm like, Blake, what are we doing? Now,
I don't know if this is like a shift for her. She's shifting into this, or this was just an off night. I don't know, but girl, don't be shifting into this. You need to do a 360, or 180 rather. You need to do a 180 right now. It's like, I don't know what this was. Sorry, Kilt. Go ahead.
No, you're all good. Literally script reading. She didn't engage Jada at all. And she did, it was canned lines that were just boring. Like,
yeah,
she was trying to have something there with the promo. At least Jada was. And Blake Monroe is just blah 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 blah.
I know we're probably setting up a feud between these two, but the way that Blake was responding and not interacting, okay. So I don't want to go full theater person because I am not a theater person, and I don't want to get in trouble for saying that I am when I am clearly not. But if you're going from like a wrestling writing perspective, though, right? If you're going to begin a feud with someone, usually you jump them, and that's usually how a feud starts nowadays. But like after what we saw with Jada kind of taking Blake's spotlight last week and Blake trying to do it this week, I'm gonna be honest, it didn't really work for Blake, in my personal opinion, because yes, she physically took the spotlight away from Jada, but in her promo, she didn't interact with Jada whatsoever. It's like she was delivering a soliloquy. Like, we're on, girl, this is not Shakespeare at the Round. This is not what we're doing. You have somebody you are sharing the scene with. You need to acknowledge them and interact and banter with them. I know Blake's character is like this high society kind of like glamour character, but you still have to interact. And it was just not great. I was like, Blake, you got to interact with Jada. And eventually, this is going to lead to a match. But we're off to a rough start building to said feud based on what we've seen the last 2 weeks. I don't know if it's Blake had an off night, if what she's been given has not been good. Regardless, we need to start fixing this because I need Blake to interact with Jada, and we need to. The spotlight is the thing that they are fighting for right now. Okay, that's cool to start with. But now, where's the hook that's going to want me to keep these two fighting and want me to see these two continue to fight after the initial match? What is the teeth to this, if you will? And it's just not there right now. I don't know what's going on, man. So that's just my 2 cents. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So am I excited for the eventual match? Yeah, because I think Blake entering from the storytelling aspect, we have to tighten the right and the reasoning, which is weird to say because I'm watching people fight each other and I suspend my disbelief when we watch professional wrestling. But damn it, you are entertaining me. And this is like a televised programming, so you got to use the rule of TV and film and stage in all of this. Like, get it together, y'all. Love you, NXT, but damn. Anyways, let's keep going because, God, I need Miles to be the savior to free us from the Ethan Page North American Championship hostage situation. And then Miles is another one, too, that's like Josh Briggs. I'm like, damn, y'all, can we just, like, give this man something? Can we give him a championship? Like, give him an actual feud that doesn't involve Lexus King thinking that he's faking being deaf. Like, I was just like, Miles, you are me in this picture. I'm just looking at them. I was like, God, we're stuck with this. All right, well, we're just going to saddle up. We're going to saddle up.
Okay, I'm going to channel Miles's inner thoughts. Damn it, why can I lip read?
Oh, God. Damn it, kill. Miles is like, I'm stuck in this scene, you guys. Somebody send help. Like, why are we here?
Someone give me Joe Hendry, quick.
I needed Miles to be the one to take this title off of Ethan because Ethan finds himself in the Oba Femi problem where Ethan has gone through everyone in this roster like twice and sometimes 3 times. Miles needs to be that person. Miles or Tavion. But, that's another one, too. I'm like, what are we doing with Tavy? So,
ruining him. We're not doing anything with Dave.
I know. More ego crap with these two, and Miles just unfortunately having to witness it. Lord help us. Moving on. Okay, so I was alluding to earlier. So last week, Kilt, you and I talked about, Keanu Carver, Eli Knight, who was in this match, and the Vanity Project being called up to NXT. Well, again, thanks to accidentally looking at social media too, because I, follow Sean Legacy on the Instagrams. We saw a video of, our lovely Shawn Michaels, who I love dearly, talking to Sean Legacy and talking about how this match is going to be great because, showcasing Evolve, not only all the talent there, but also that the Evolve system in the WWE ID program can work. And Shawn Michaels tells Sean Legacy like the day of this NXT taping that Sean is officially now part of the NXT roster. So Mr. Legacy is now also a call up from Evolve to NXT. So I'm just sitting here. I'm like, good on Sean. I love him. You got to start in New Japan, which has really been fun, and following his journey on the independents has been great. Now, getting into this is the most WWE indie type of match we saw tonight, because I was like, this feels like I'm watching GCW or any other smaller independent promotion, because these boys were flying. I'm used to seeing Sean Legacy, but Eli Knight, listen, give it another year, Eli. I want you and Leon Slater to fight. Like, you and Slater need to fight. And Devon Evans and all the high flying boys, because you are great. I actually really liked the entire night. But I enjoyed this qualifier better than the other one that we got earlier in the show, because this actually felt more like a back and forth and showcasing both people. Super Sean Legacy does beat Eli Knight and is moving on to the ladder match on February 3rd. But I had a good time with this match. I really enjoyed these two. I'm excited that Sean Legacy is here on NXT now officially. And I'm kind of excited to see more of Eli Knight. I am vaguely familiar with his work on the independents, but he's crazy. I liked what I saw. Any additional thoughts to this qualifier?
No, I do have
It's okay
they
to
just got
nitpick.
pulled up. That's really my only nitpick is they just got pulled up. I'm not really sure.
You need more time.
Yeah, they need more time. I think they got dumb and they're like, oh, we're just gonna throw all the bodies at this. We're not gonna give people time to grow in this. We're just gonna throw whomever at it and see what sticks. Stupid idea. It's just, as much as I enjoy this, and this was a good match, it's too soon for both of these because I don't have any context with them. I don't have anything with them.
And I think that's the problem too, right? So I know of these two because, again, I watch WWE Evolve. I watch way too much wrestling throughout the week, but I keep my eyes on Evolve because I also do the report cards for them. And there's a lot of good talent on there because the WWE ID is taking a lot of the independent scene talent and, trying to see if they're going to be signed to WWE, which is really good. And I like the talent, so I'm used to them too. But I think putting our evolved talent who are now on NXT in this match is a cool showcase. The issue is because we have holes left over from, people like Trick and Jordan and Lash and Oba and Javon all moving over to the main roster. And NXT always does this every single time we get call-ups from NXT to the main roster. Like, you did not do your homework to build up other people to who could easily slide into place. So now we're literally trying to fill in the gaps. We're like, I'm gonna be for real, and I would like your guys' opinion on this. Now, also, you've been rocking with me with NXT since we started this whole thing. It initially started as You, Me, and Is Now. And Kilt, you are a little bit newer to NXT, but I would like your guys' opinion with this question. Do we feel that the men's roster right now is kind of floating and struggling at the moment? Like,
yes.
Is the men's... So, okay.
Yes.
To explain.
This whole qualifier, it feels like we're scraping the bottom of the pot to get, even though those are some yummy bits, it's not necessarily going to make it into the bowl, and nor should it, because these guys, I don't think they've earned, they have not earned their stripes. They haven't gone through the crap. They haven't been through. I personally do not believe and this is probably an unpopular opinion, but they're new. They don't deserve this yet. I'm sorry, they don't. And I don't care if you've been wrestling for 100,000 years at another company. You're new here. You don't just get to walk in here and suddenly you're a qualifier. What the hell is that? It's like, no. And it's because NXT, they fuck themselves every single time this happens. They rely on their talent until their talent leaves. And then they're like, oh, crap, we have no more talent. We should probably have started getting more talent in here before these guys left. Well, maybe we'll learn to do that next time. No, you won't. Not at all. So then the talent leaves that we are all used to and we all love and adore. And we're like, yeah, you guys go up to the main roster. That's amazing. But then they're like, oh, scrambling. Who do we got? Get some folks from here. And now we're going to put them in qualifier matches to get the NXT title, even though we don't know you from that rock in the corner over there. And I'm just like, I don't know any of these people. I have no context. Therefore, I don't care about them. I mean, not yet, because I haven't had the opportunity to. I haven't been given the opportunity to learn who they are, learn their style, see them wrestle more than just one person in this setting. And again, I'm not talking about them wrestling with another company and people it's like, oh, I saw them over so-and-so. I'm like, that's great. I haven't. I don't know these guys. And there's probably a lot of people who don't know them. And they come in and all of a sudden they're qualifying for what? And I mean, and then they're going to take these talent all the way up to this big ass match. None of them are going to win.
Ricky, let's talk about that, right? Because I'm just sitting here and I was just like, now this ladder match is going to go ham, right? Because ladder matches tend to be fun. But you guys, we all know that Ricky is going to get this title. That is the thing. And I'm kind of sitting here and I was like, you know what? I kind of wish Ava just gave him the title.
Yeah.
We know. We've been knowing. Yes, Kilt.
Yeah.
I have to interrupt for a moment because I have been given various commentary on these two. Specifically, they look like
not the failed Power Rangers.
Like they couldn't hack it as Power Rangers, so they got into wrestling. Like they wish they were the Black or Green Ranger, but the pink and yellow said pass.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's so funny. That is so funny.
I could totally see that.
It was. I'm literally. That's why I have been dying over here because I'm just reading these messages and I'm going, "Oh, that's fucking hysterical! Yes, yes." Give me more fuel. Even the red top rock girl dad said, Daddy, hell no.
Lord help us. No,
You're
but
awesome.
to kind of summarize everything, yes. But both of you are right. And especially you, Papa, like, again, I watch Evolve, so I'm used to it. But for most people, this is their first true introduction. Officially, I mean, Shawn Legacy has been on NXT before, but this is like his NXT debut, quote unquote, now that he's here. And this is the first time anybody on NXT TV has seen Eli Knight too. But the fact that they're in this, that they're qualifying for this NXT Championship ladder match is crazy. And I'm sitting here and I was like, we all know Ricky gonna win it. I was just like, so why are we going through the pomp and circumstances, everything? Now that ladder match is gonna bang because I'm here for sick people. I'm a sick freak. I like watching people crash through ladders. It's fantastic. But at the same time,
you know what they should have done, honestly and truly, instead of this wasting time with these stupid qualifier matches, literally hang that damn belt in the middle of the ring and let every wrestler come out there and go for it.
It's like literally a battle royale. Like, let's go.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it's like, why do qualifiers? Who cares? Because one, I don't know any of these people. I would much rather see people I don't know in like a Rumble type thing, or this sort of,
or the breakout tournament like we get every year, where we get new like men and women's talent part of the breakout tournament, and we get to see them and everything. Yeah. This was wild to me, and I'm just sitting here. I'm like, Miles. I was just like Tavion, Josh. Like, we have all these established folks, and they're nowhere to be seen, and I just don't.
That irritates the crap out of me. Because NXT has talent still. They have the what are they called? Mid-carders or whatever they're called. And it's like, your Emmy's gone, Trick's gone. All these people, they're gone. We're not concerned with them anymore. So the Miles and the Tavians and the Josh Briggs, these guys are the ones that should be vying for that title. These guys are new. They have not earned this spot yet.
No, and we could say that we're going to say the same thing again next week, because the qualifying matches we have, I'm just like, we'll get into it right now because I hate this. I was like, Tony gets arrested, y'all. I'm like, we need to hear him speak. I'm just going to say that and we can move on with our lives. Like, enough of the games. I need to hear the reasoning and what we're doing with Tony. And honestly, I'm going to be so for real. How come Tony D'Angelo is not in these qualifying matches? Like, what's T? Yeah. Like, I was like, Ricky's going to get this title. So then are we going to set up Ricky versus Tony for the title? And I was just like, then have him in the match, have Tony get close, and then have him like Ricky do some crazy stuff to have, it's a ladder match, so it's no DQ. But I'm just like, I don't know what we're doing with Tony. I need him to start talking. Like, what are we doing?
Also, can we address the fact that what's this new look he's going with?
I don't know either, and I need that explained because I am conflicted.
You know who he kind of reminds me of in this picture? He kind of reminds me of Braun Breaker.
Oh my God, you are right. When he was at NXT and he would dress like this.
He was. This is exactly how Braun dressed. And the facial hair
Jeez.
too. Remember he
I was
had
just
that
like, oh,
he went through that weird beard phase.
went-
I don't know. This
it-
was just weird.
it was a weird phase, but we need Tony to speak is what we need. Ava,
Agreed.
get on him. We need an interview. Like, we need something. Because I'm tired of him just attacking people and not giving me nothing. Moving on, though. We were telling lies in this promo. Because, like, we were talking about, it's like, yeah. Especially Sean Fierce and Nico Vance. They're just like, we always had a lock on the tag division. And I'm like, bitch, when? I was like, girl, where? I was like, I know you lying. I was just like, this is the level of delusion I aspire to be. Lord. Guys, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm kind of rooting for OTM next week to take these titles. I'm not going to even lie. I am rooting for OTM to win, you guys. Like, honestly, I am rooting for OTM next week. You are muted.
I said, believe it or not, so am I, because I hate Dark State more.
Yes.
At least, OTM has grown on me because they changed their whole dynamic up, which is great. And Dark State is just annoying. I mean, honestly, Dark State's one. Dark State doesn't make any sense. The members of Dark State don't make any sense to me.
The motivation is gone. Like, when they came together, I was just like, okay, this is an interesting idea, and we have lost the plot. We have gone so far from that.
Yeah, I mean,
and they're also another group with the delusion. I was just like, they're like, we got this tag team division on lock. I'm like, bitch, when? I was like, y'all won your recent matches, but let's forget y'all were on a big losing streak when you first.
Yeah, and they don't even live up to their names. The Dark State. I'm like, what does that mean?
Lord
to
help
them?
us.
I mean, what does it mean to them? Because I don't think it means what it means to the rest of us. Because I'm thinking when they first hit the whole idea of Dark State, I was like, that's some shady shit you should be doing. You should be like on the interwebs, like destroying people's lives. I mean, that's what I'm thinking when you think Dark State. They're just like now.
They're hackers. They are literally of this. I kind of be here for that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, which would be so cool if they were like the hackers. And so in the middle of and that would make more sense to me than their shadowy appearances every so often. If it's like suddenly the feed got taken over by them, a la Anonymous, but it's them. Their symbol comes up and you hear a weird voice happen. I would be behind that. I'd be like, yes,
I would too. No, I will tell you this to kind of wrap this part up, right? If my friend who I spent time with this past Monday watching wrestling and doesn't really watch NXT, shout out to Uriel. Will knows who I'm talking about, but shout out to my friend Uriel. If he tells me while we're watching Javon versus Leon Slater at Bound for Glory, and the way that match ended with Dark State coming in, he's just like, why do these guys exist? That's bad. And he don't even watch NXT like that.
Hold up. I know Uriel.
Yes, I know. You got to also hang out with him too when you did the watch along. So both of you are very familiar with my friend Uriel.
It's true. It's like, okay, first I'm going to say one thing. Why you got to push my man? Like, say, hey, bud, look, let me get through right quick. And then go into your shit. But, dude, why you gonna go fuck off? Like, almost damn near sent him into the wall. Like,
he was getting bullied this whole episode. It was crazy.
Getting bullied. He was I feel so bad for that guy. I hope he's getting paid well.
I mean, like, he's trying to do his job, you guys. He's trying to do his job. So,
but no, this was, I have to agree, Dark State's kind of stupid. Like, when I first saw them come out, I'm like, okay, you're 3 men of color and they're token white boy. And
it might be a little gay. I'm just putting it out there with the stuff with Joe Hendry, lest we forget.
I mean, he look, more power to him. Just can we move
Homeboy screams power bottom, but continue.
Yeah, he does have bottom energy. But like, this whole thing is just sideways. It's weird. They need to wrap it up.
Yeah, OTM for the tag team titles. Let's go. Make it happen next week. Still think Vanity Project is annoying, but this shit was hilarious. Joe Hendry is amazing, and we love him in this household. But this is where we learned that Joe Hendry will be facing the Men's Evolve champion and newly called up to NXT, Jackson Drake. And I'm just like, why are we having the Evolve champion, like, compete? I'm just like, anyways, we've already discussed this at length. So it is going to be Jackson Drake versus Joe Hendry in a qualifier. It's going to be Andre Chase versus Keanu Carver next week. And then it's going to be Miles Bourne versus, I forget who he's fighting, but I'm just like, Joe, Miles. Honestly, I would rather see Andre Chase, but it's probably gonna be Keanu Carver. Like, I'm just like, whatever, man, whatever. But guys, we have gone through all the bullshit that this episode was, and we've arrived at the light at the end of the tunnel because, guys, bitch, this match was everything. This was by far the best match of the night. I was like, oh my god, this match is going main event. And I was sitting here, I was like, oh shit, we got like 14 minutes. Let's see what they could do. The moment that bell rang, girl, they were out the gate swinging. I was like, it did not let up. Holy crap. And the crazy thing is, I had to remind myself, I thought this was a grudge match because these three teams have been kind of fighting each other over the last month or two. But I was reminded, it's like, oh yeah, this is for the number one contenders for the TNA Knockouts Championships. Of course, we had, the concierge of the Elegance brand sitting in the front. So this is Pee Wee Herman. So this is Zaruka, Ren QCC, and the Fatal Influence girls. I just gotta say, everybody was amazing, but I wanna give a little bit of spotlight. Reed, your power bomb where she grabbed and twisted that bitch and like power bombed her onto the floor. I was just like, lady, where have you been, girl? This is what I've been waiting to see. Oh my god, this match rolled. I don't have enough words in the English dictionary to properly say how great this match was, but hot damn, this was amazing. And Zaruka wins, but holy shit, all 6 women brought it, and it was all gas, no brakes. Like, honestly. Papa, I'm gonna come to you first, but like main event,
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, it was all, and I was like, oh, after it was over, I was like, oh, all the bullshittery before it was totally worth waiting at the end. I mean, this was the light
at the end of the tunnel.
It was, because it was just, I mean, because all those other matches, what the hell else? And then I was like, all right, here we go, main event. And then it was like, boom, 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 boom. I was like, oh, okay, all right, okay, we got this. All right, let's see what we got. And then it delivered very well. And yeah, and I was like, wow.
It's crazy. For a hot second, I thought, oh my god, am I watching a stand and deliver match right now? Because that's the level of how good this was. It felt like I was watching a match at stand and deliver.
Yeah, like, I agree. It was so good. It was worth the wait.
Amazing. Kilt, any additional thoughts to our main event?
This was such a good match. These women always perform amazingly. Ren QCC, just holy crap. I thought that was mostly just going to be a gimmick thing. I thought it was going to be like mostly Ren just kind of on the sidelines, hoping to kind of get into the ring or like moral supporting from the outside. No, she went flying everywhere. They did so many good spots. Like, there a lot of the spots from this night that I liked the most were from this match, with the exception of one. And the only one spot that I thought was better than most of what was back in the Ethan Page match, when Ethan Page took out LaFleur midair.
That was sick.
That was gay, but like,
again, Ethan's wrestling is great. I just hate his character.
Oh, he's totally Mizing it, and that's fine. We need an NXT Miz. It's basically what it is. But moving back to these amazing women, holy crap! Like, selling the discontent towards each other, which I thought we had already progressed through. Guess not. It's just everything about this match. It was one thing after another, and it was just flat out phenomenal. And I'm loved every single thing about this match. It's like I couldn't take my eyes off it. I just wanted to go back and rewatch it just to make sure I caught everything, because there was so much going on, and this was just so good.
I hit the wrong button. It's all good. No, but honestly, this was the light at the end of the tunnel. Zarya and Sol Ruka are the number one contenders, so they will face the Elegance brand at some point for the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. I look forward to that match, and don't tell our other TNA co-hosts that aren't will, but I was just like, as much as I would be tired of TNA taking of losing their titles to the NXT stars, I kind of, in a weird way, I mean, I will be upset, but I kind of I would get over it quickly if Zarya and Sol ended up being champions for a hot minute. And that means that they could, honestly, I would love to see Zarya and Sol versus the Angel Warriors over in TNA. So Liang Lee and Zaya Brookside would be fantastic. But that's a whole different promotion, and that night is on Friday, so you can hear our thoughts on that. But gentlemen, we have reached the end. That has been NXT this week. There was a lot of stuff. We got qualifying matches happening next week still. We got 3 more to get through, and then we will be at the ladder match in 2 weeks. But we got to get up on out of here. But before I do, we got still a plethora of stuff happening this week. Later on tonight, Papa Oso and I will be here to review Lucha Libre for CMLL. So we're going to try to get this outro out quickly so I can go eat some food, and then we'll be refreshed for that. Tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific, the Mystery Wrestling crew will be here to review Mystery Wrestling 21, which took place all the way from Cardiff, Wales. So there was a lot of things that happened, and I was laughing my butt off. It was fantastic. And then we cap off the week on Friday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific, where the TNA crew will be here to review the TNA Genesis pay-per-view that happened over this weekend. Some of us got together virtually to watch the thing. Some of us were in the house for it. So we're going to break everything down because it has been a rough week. It's been a rough 2 weeks for TNA. Because that AMC debut was garbage, mama. It was trash. And then the pay-per-view had a lot too. And I still have questions about the pay-per-view, but we're going to discuss all that on Friday. But that is going to be it for all of us here. So from BC WrestlePod to you at home, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We'll see you in a little bit for CMLL. But until then, adios, and until next time. Peace.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's going to happen next time? Well, you're going to have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.